Hey everyone, Tony here. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a VR for Brent, the artist formerly known as Near Mint Musings, but these days he goes by Star Huddle 77. I wanted to do this VR for Brent because he showed a 1950 Bowman football card, and the card itself and his thoughts about the card just really resonated with me. And I really feel, I think, a lot of the same feelings that Brent does, maybe about football or these kinds of cards, and so on. So for my VR to his video, I want to show another card from the same set. So this is a 1950 Bowman card. This is a 1950 Bowman William Whitkin. Now, William Whitkin, he was a offensive and defensive tackle and also a defensive end for the Bears in the 1950s. And this is just one of my favorite cards, honestly, in my entire collection. This image is just so beautiful. You've got just the player there with the ball. He's just sort of triumphantly reaching up to get it. You've got, just the American flag sort of starkly there in the background. And I just think overall this card is so like it just elicits so many emotions in me. And I think a lot of those emotions are just kind of like sort of why I like football in general. This whole thing got me to thinking. It's not really that I just started thinking about this when I saw Brent's video, but it definitely his video reminded me of this stuff, and basically the whole thing is like uh, of the four major North American professional sports, right? Baseball, football, hockey, and basketball. I can say that I am a fan of baseball and football. Baseball primarily, but also football. And I'm not so much a fan of basketball and hockey. And sometimes I try to understand why that is. And because I respect the game of basketball and I respect the game of hockey, I think they're great sports. I don't have anything against them. But I think partly the reason I feel this way is because of atmosphere. I think for me, baseball and football have such a particular and potent atmosphere that in part just makes me love those sports so much. So for me, for football, it's kind of a little bit what Brent was touching on in his video. His theme was kind of the card that he showed was just sort of exemplary of autumn, right? Of the changing of the seasons, which is just so one in the same with football, right? It's just you think of fall, you think of football, right? And that's just so for me too, for me, football, it's kind of from my own experience, this is, the air changing, it's starting to get a little cold, it's homecoming, either in, high school or college. And it just sort of evokes this very deep feeling in me. That is, it's like it's a weird feeling. It's not quite sad. It's like partly sad. You're sort of nostalgic and sad, and you don't know why. Because it's like the summer's over, and the leaves are changing, and the air is getting a little nippy, and you're kind of sad, but you don't know why. This kind of like going back to school melancholy. But at the same time, you're kind of happy, like it's kind of a new beginning, right? Like it's the new school year and things like that. And when I see this card or I see Brent's card from the 50 Bowman set, I can't help but be reminded of a very, for me, affecting scene or passage in. So there's this novella by the great American writer Philip Roth, and it's called Goodbye Columbus. And there's this scene where one of the characters, who's like the brother of one of the main characters, he was an Ohio State football player, and he's kind of nostalgically listening to this recording, a sort of end of the year farewell or an end of the season farewell. And I kind of just like wanted to read it because I remember reading that, so full disclosure, I'm a graduate of the University of Wisconsin, one of the big rivals of Ohio State, and I don't have any sort of, there's no love lost with Ohio State, but the general sort of feeling about it, I really get. And it's one of the reasons that I love football. So here's this passage. It says, "We offer." So this is like the recording. The guy's listening to it, and he's getting sort of like. It says, "We offer ourselves to you, then, world, and come at you in search of life. And to you, Ohio State, to you, Columbus, we say thank you, and goodbye. We'll miss you in the fall, in the winter, in the spring, but someday we shall return. Till then, goodbye, Ohio State. Goodbye, red and white. Goodbye, Columbus. Goodbye, Columbus. Goodbye." So it's kind of just this sort of like farewell. We'll see you again. It just, a lot of this stuff is kind of hard for me to describe, but I think like cards like this, it perfectly encapsulates sort of you look at this card and you can feel the air, looking at this card. um Kind of, sweater weather. You can just feel it looking at this card, and I don't know, there's just something about it that is just so affecting, just sort of really emotionally affecting. Um, so, yeah, I mean, like, I don't really know where I'm going with this. I just, I saw Brent's video, and I just really kind of wanted to do this sort of response to it off the cuff. I wanted to show this card, which I'm not really sure I've shown before on my channel. And then also just sort of a little bit about like why I love football. I guess if you use the modern parlance, it's such a vibe, man. Like I just, if listen to Sam Spence, listen to the old NFL films orchestrations. It's the autumn wind and it's Goodbye Columbus, and it's just a whole vibe, man. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Appreciate Brent for showing that awesome card. I might have to get one for myself. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.